When you understand personality preferences, you can more readily appreciate the differences between you and the people who are closest to you, such as your spouses, maybe your partner, your children, your friends, even other family members. And in most areas of life, when differences between you and someone else are bothersome or frustrating, you can actually avoid them in some kind of way. But what if that person is your best friend? Or maybe that person's a loved one, a family member, or even your spouse. You'd have to do a lot or lose a lot to walk away from it. So knowledge of personality type allows us to see the differences as those, just as being different, not right or wrong, we're just all different. So instead of labeling someone or putting value judgments on their behavior, you can start to see that behavior reflects their personality type or their preference. And it's not really designed to offend you or frustrate you or make you angry. Many couples can learn to appreciate the differences and even can see them through a humorous light. In relationships, the INFJ is supportive. They are guided by a strong sense of integrity, and they have a great interest in human development, and this is going to apply to their mate and their family as well. They're very encouraging of their partner's dreams, aspirations, and achievements. Now remember though, because they have that feeling preference, harmony is very important to them, and they're going to want to maintain harmony in their relationships. They're highly motivated to resolve all conflicts and to be very quick about it. They tend to be creative problem solvers, and they're going to look for the core of an issue to create a meeting of the minds. They want cooperation, and they're not willing to go along with an idea that does not really meet or feel authentic to them. They have great core values and ethics, and they are unwilling to compromise on those. Now, they're going to need a high degree of intimacy and emotional engagement, and they're happiest when they are sharing their innermost thoughts and feelings with their partner. Now, they want a partner, though, who's going to respect their values and their ethics, and who appreciates also their creativity as well as their inspiration. In their relationships, they are going to be very warm and affirming people. They're deep and they're complex, and they're likely to seek out and promote relationships that are going to be very intense and meaningful. They tend to be perfectionistic. They are always striving for that ultimate perfect relationship. And for the most part, this can be a really positive feature for them and their personality, but sometimes it can work against them because they may get into a habit of moving from one relationship to another because they're always searching for that perfect partner, when in actuality, that perfect partner doesn't really exist. They're warm, they're caring, and they're highly invested in the health of their close relationships. They're going to put a lot of effort into making their relationships very positive. They're valued by those closest to them for all of those special qualities. But most of all, they are going to look for a long-term, lifelong, permanent relationship, even if they don't seem to always be able to find them. Their strengths are that they're warm and affirming by nature. They're dedicated to achieving the ultimate relationship. They're sensitive and concerned for others' feelings. They have good communication skills, especially written skills. That goes along with that introverted side of their lives and personality. They take their commitments very seriously, and they seek to have a lifelong relationship. They have very high expectations for themselves, and they also have high expectations for others. They're good listeners, and they can even move on very quickly after a relationship is ended. On the weaknesses side, they have a tendency to hold back part of themselves. They're not very good with money or even many practical issues, those day-to-day necessities. They dislike conflict and criticism to a point that they're going to avoid them at all costs. Again, they have high expectations, which is both a strength, but it can be a weakness. And they can have difficulty at times leaving a bad relationship because they don't want to admit that it's over. Once they can admit that it's over, though, they'll move on quickly. The INFJs are warm and considerate partners. They have a great depth of love, and they enjoy sharing this love, and they want to receive affirmation back from their mates. They also are perfectionistic, and because of that, remember, they really want that perfect relationship at all costs. Now, remember that this can sometimes be very frustrating, who may feel a need or feel put upon by that INFJ's perfectionist. But remember, it can be appreciated because it indicates that they have a great commitment to that relationship and a depth of caring that may not be present in other personality types. Physically, they are going to view intimacy as a spiritual experience to them. They embrace the opportunity to bond heart and soul with their mates. They're service-oriented. It's important to them that their mates are happy, and intimacy is an opportunity for the INFJ to selflessly give their love and experience it in a very tangible way. The kindred souls for the INFJ are the ENTP, ENFP, ISFJ, INFP, and the ENFJ. So let's look at why we have chosen those kindred souls. So our natural attraction to people who share our dominant function, but who use it in different directions, works very well for us. We not only flip-flop that introverted or extroverted trait, but we're also going to flip-flop the judging and perceiving trait. So in this way, the partner that we choose for ourselves is going to have a very different approach to dealing with the external world. But if we're laid back and indecisive, then generally our partner is going to be structured and decisive. And if we're reserved, our partner is going to be outgoing. For all of our apparent differences, though, we do still have a common vision of what's really important in life, and that creates the foundation between these kindred souls. Although we really believe that this model is going to work well in finding and maintaining healthy relationships, it's important to remember that it's only a guideline. Just a guideline to help understand and to give some tools and some ideas of things that value in a relationship, but they're not meant to be followed strictly. So remember that any two well-developed individuals of any type can make a relationship work. And work is the key problem here and the key concept, because there's no such thing as an effortless relationship. So don't use these ideas as an excuse to really dump your relationship.